Okay, new patch is live and it's time to, what is this? Due to an issue with the publication system, the updated game version cannot be published on Microsoft PC yet. For now, please use an Xbox to play the game. Yeah, I won't be doing that. We're cooperating with Microsoft to resolve this issue as quickly as possible, and we thank you for your patience. Okay, dude, so I guess I just don't get to play the game right now because the update is late to PC, Xbox. Yeah, this kind of thing has happened a few times, and it really sucks they haven't implemented like a cross-progression account merging system thing for Steam and console accounts to share skins. Like, it doesn't even have to share rank progression, you know? Anyway, since I can't play, let's check out the patch notes and see what's new. Alright, so we got the update, May 22nd, 2025. See brand new content, fly high, grab some friends and fly high above Fairyland Pinglai. Approach other players, use a gesture, fly high on them, forming a flight team. Player at the start of the interaction is the flight leader, controls its movement. Beware of obstacles in the air and on the ground, as the flight team will auto-disband if an obstacle is hit. Okay, so I guess you could just kind of fly around in the 3D lobby. This is not in the Songbird Arena. I guess that'll kind of go along with like stacking people on your shoulders, now you can fly around. New Howie and Lendau crossover mechanism, 7 sword array. If you've seen this in the little video Naraka put out, I mean, I would show you right now, but I can't get on the game. 7 sword arrays will respawn on the battlefield in ranked mode, bot modes, and quick matches, so I guess not Immortal War. Players can discard weapons, equipments, and items. After interaction, they can obtain the item Shrouded Jades. Shrouded Jade goes in your bag, and you can use it to select a Soul Jade to add one of these additional things to. So you have one that puts a little area around you that stops people from dodging or sprinting. You have one that silences people when you parry them, and we'll just have to see how those go. New events, Wandering Swordsman, Roll Dice, okay, and Woven Blessing, so 2 new events going on right now. You can see those in game. Right, hero adjustments. Yueshan optimized how Almighty General's Rampage's hits are adjudicated when hitting enemies who are in midair or grounded. Adjudicated? Yeah, I don't know if we used the right word there. Maybe a rough translation or something, but anyway, I'm sure they changed how it works a little bit on people who are in the air, on the ground, so maybe it's good. Who knows? Echo's Roar Blast's range and knockback speed have both been increased when fully charged. I think that's F2, right? The one that knocks them up in the air. Additionally, slightly increase the time that enemies who are knocked back by the skill spend in midair. Okay. Knockback speed denotes the speed at which a unit that has been knocked back travels through the air. Right. So I guess it'll be a little bit easier to combo with this ability, and it'll probably just have a little more CC overall. Optimize the feeling of using Roar Blast in midair and then following up with a weapon attack. Optimize the feeling? You optimized the feeling. Alright, buddy. Increase the size of the area affected by Feral Frenzy Lockdown, that's V3, on cast. But the size of the area within which enemies are trapped has not been changed. Okay, so the size of the cage did not increase, but the size of the area affected by V3 on cast increased. What is that? I guess that's when you jump up on the pole and then do the little scale rush attack, maybe? That's the only thing I could think, because if they didn't increase the size of the trap, then that has to be it. It's okay, nobody really uses that anyway. That's slightly increase the time required for enemies to retrieve souls when interacting with soul vessels generated by the ultimates V1 and V2. Okay, so this is a pretty good little buff for Tessa. I feel like it's really easy to get your soul back in certain situations, but maybe now she won't be so easily dealt with outside of just dodging the ultimate. Teada increased how much demonic force Teada gets from weapons of certain quality levels while using V3. The changes are as follows. Okay, so white weapons, he still gets the same amount, but now from blue, purple, gold, and red weapons, he gets like more scaling than before on his V3. So it'll be a lot easier to get him to purple and gold ultimate. That's a really good change, I think. But I don't know, I feel like Teada has just been getting buffs, and he never was really that weak, you know what I mean? Especially in trios, so we'll see how that goes. Groomi adjusted the duration of the healing circle created by the ultimate purified circle from 15 to 14 seconds. Okay, so a 1 second nerf on Groomi ult. I like how they're very light-handed with the Groomi nerfs. Like, technically they are nerfing Groomi again, but I don't think it's really gonna matter that much. Darka adjusted the time without heat gain after overheated ends from 10 seconds to 16 seconds. And okay, great. So there's now 16 seconds between overheat starting up after it's done in his, in one Tarka ultimate. Good to see some Tarka nerfs. The dude is pretty strong right now. Other adjustments, optimize how rage is carried over when transformer heroes cancel their ultimates. Now when returning to normal form, your rage percentage will be set to whichever is higher. Your rage percentage before transforming or your rage percentage when you cancel the ultimate. Weapon adjustments. Flying knives slightly reduce the stagger duration of the third vertical strike in a combo against grounded enemies. Okay, I think this was because you could kind of reset if you did it just right with the third vertical, and then you could just get a... You could basically restand them into an uppercut with the third vertical. Dual-wielded weapons optimize the special effects when repairing dual-wielded weapons with weapon repair kits. I don't think that is anything. Single-edge weapons slightly increase the stagger duration of single-edge weapon skills blast on enemies. I think that's the congeneric swap for single-edge weapons. So I guess they're buffing it a little bit. Single-edge weapon skill will now change to blue focus status after the first Chinese character appears. Okay, yeah, so they're just kind of buffing the congeneric swap for single-edge katana and hung sword. Heavy sword. The first strike of heavy sword's congeneric skill can now clash with both enemies' common attacks and focus strikes. Okay, so now you can stone form, I guess, from the congeneric attacks. You can have stone form from your heavy swords. Not bad. Battle adjustments. Congeneric skills will no longer consume durability of weapons not in the current weapon slot. Okay, I kind of like that. I felt like it was a little bit balanced, you know, taking the durability of both, but maybe it's just kind of annoying. And grapple hooks will no longer cause hit effects when hitting enemies being countered. Man, that's so good. Now my teammates won't grief me whenever I get a parry, and they just feel the need to grapple them. It's so necessary to grapple them right then. Well, that's not going to happen anymore. At least if it does, you know, their grapple's not going to interrupt me. After a successful counter, targets were often interrupted by your teammates' grappling hooks, which prevents the countering player from landing their counter. Exactly. We adjusted the hit priority of characters when being countered to address this issue. That's so cool. I really like that. Jade Adjustments. Advance the timing of the prompt special effect for aerial dash, the hung sword Jade. Okay, I was playing around with it, and, you know, I didn't really use it that much already, but it's just really, it's a fun Jade, and it still feels really good to use. Flying Knives Soul Jade, slightly reduce the explosion special effect size of Palm Lightning. That's great, because the Palm Lightning is just busted. It's really good, especially the huge range of it was insane. But maybe they've toned it down just a little bit, but I still feel like it's going to be really strong because of how much stagger you get out of the four hits. Other adjustments: the in-game drop of the Soul Jade Focus Slide has been removed from Quick Match, Herald's Trial, and Immortal War modes. So what, it's just in bot mode now? We just took Focus Slide pretty much out of the game. You know, maybe that's okay. Focus Slide is also very, very strong, way too strong. There's no counterplay to it, really. So I don't know, maybe they'll find a way to rework it and bring it back into the game in a more balanced state. In-game adjustments. Gameplay process adjustments. In Immortal War, an additional Yang Spirit Well will spawn during the third round of Spirit Well refreshes. When occupied or when it disappears after the timer, it will inflict Yang depletion to players within range who don't have the power of beasts. Okay, so here comes another Yang Spirit Well into the game. Players affected by Yang depletion will receive the Capture the Flag quest. A Sunwing flag will spawn in the scene. Deliver the Sunwing flag to the Spirit Well shrine and keep it there for 10 seconds to complete the quest, and remove Yang depletion for your entire team. Okay, so that's cool. At least it gives you another way to get the Yang depletion off of you whenever you stood in the Yang Spirit Well area and weren't the one that captured it. If no players on the team are in Yang depletion status, the Sunwing flag will be dropped. Okay, cool. Increase Realm of Yang's number in the first round of Immortal War from 3 to 4, so more Realm of Yangs in the first round. Future optimizations. You can now see the skill variants you and your teammates choose on the hero selection screen during the preparation phase. That is awesome. This should have been done a really long time ago. Now you can see what F and V your teammates are running and be like, hey, dude, you forgot to switch off V2 Teada. Camera orientation will no longer reset when reviving at a soul altar. That should have been done a long time ago too. I don't know why it has to turn you back facing the soul altar as soon as you click on it, so that's great. And enhance the visual display of some in-game quest panel progress bars. Okay, sure, great. That's probably cool. Mechanism adjustments. Yang Spirit Well adjustment. Reduce the area that inflicts Yang depletion effect in Herald's Trial Quick Match. Okay, so the area where you get Yang depletion if you don't capture the Spirit Well is smaller. So that's good. Added new exits and soul altars within the safe zone at the end of the second Realm of Yang to ensure teams leaving Realm of Yang can resume previous match without disrupt. Okay, that's really cool. That's really cool. I like that. More soul altars to res at and stuff like that. Just give players more options to be unpredictable. That's really nice. That's going to help you bounce back if you're having a bad game. In-game economy adjustments. In Immortal War, the first round of epic armors available to purchase at Rift Dealers will now begin earlier. Nice. You can buy your purple armors sooner in Immortal War. In Immortal War duos and trios. Do we even have Immortal War duos? We have not had Immortal War duos in NA. Anyway, in Immortal War duos and trios, the price of epic armor has been increased. Okay, so it's more expensive. The number of armor armors available on the first round has been increased. More armors that you can buy earlier that cost a little more. Some modes will have their epic and legendary armor replaced with Yang Crystal Powder Advanced and Yang Crystal Powder Intermediate. This is pretty cool. I've seen this Yang Crystal Powder Advanced. When you pick it up, it changes your armor to gold, or if your armor is already gold, it heals your armor when you pick it up. I don't think you have to use it if I remember right. Out-of-game adjustments, added emote reception settings. You can now choose whose emote you receive during matches. Okay, I guess so you can like censor emotes from certain people or something like that. Stack up high interaction adjustments. Adjusted the interaction for stack up high. When near other players, use your radial interaction menu and select stack up high to interact. Okay, so maybe it's not just going to be like E to stack up high above your head, so that's like every new player that walks by somebody else is going to be like, oh, let me stack up high. Optimized applicable items of cosmetics, 50% discount voucher, and more. When using the cosmetics 50% discount voucher, some outfits that can be purchased with Tay were visible but couldn't be discounted. Okay, to avoid confusion, the following cosmetics will be supported. Alright, cool. Yeah. Lobby music, added 2 new lobby musics from Howie and Landau crossover. Awesome. Showdown adjustments. Okay, well, I don't really care about this that much. Showdown is cool and all, but we're not going to go over those changes here. Client optimizations, ray tracing experimental version now available. Okay, so updated ray tracing on NVIDIA DLSS for RTX 40 and in-game. Standardize the speed of entering blue focus status during charging and successful charging in different frame rates. Did they just nerf high frames a little bit, dude? That's kind of crazy. I never thought I would see this sentence in the patch notes, but you know, hopefully they actually do. Hopefully this is what it sounds like. Standardize the speed of entering blue focus state during charging and successful charging in different frame rates. So maybe 60 FPS and, you know, 400 FPS are gonna be able to release a blue at the exact same time now. Hopefully. That would be cool. Store updates, new legendary item swordsman crate, yeah, and you get the new crossover stuff, and you can purchase 10 of them for really cheap. New discounts on new stuff, the new rescue effect and kill announcement, they're pretty alright. New items in the gift store, the 2 gestures, but then this says, please note that with this update, the draconic treasures will be removed in the gift store. Instead, players can now redeem for Splendor Treasure Choice gift with a monthly redemption limit of 3. Okay, so instead of just draconic treasures, now we get to choose, you know, between all the permanent treasures, and that's fine. Bug fixes, attack rotation cause of normal character model collision, or again. Okay, well, that seems to be just about everything here, so I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you all in the next one.